You hear, man?
Before Jackie Robinson,
The Bronze Bomber.
there was Joe Louis.
Joe Louis.
Boxing's Brown Bomber was a champion's champion. Known as the Brown Bomber for his punch and string of knockout victories.
The Brown Bomber. Why was he called the Brown? Come on, man. Y'all gotta give a better excuse for that name. Come on, man. Hey, man, y'all told me to react to Joe Louis. I got a lot of requests for this, so we here, man. Like, comment, subscribe, bro. I appreciate everybody who
inspiration in so many ways.
Come here. Left hook.
To so many people.
I can't believe they got this footage.
Greatest heavyweight of all time. It's gonna be Joe Louis, the Brown Bomber.
The Brown Bomber.
Born in Alabama in 1914, Louis's parents were sharecroppers.
He was around at a time when this country didn't treat black people properly. Yeah.
There are about 9 million Negroes in our southern states, and the majority of them live on farms.
Long and blistering days working the fields hardened the young Louis. His father was committed to an asylum early in Joe's life, so his mother moved the family to Detroit. It was here, at age 15, he discovered boxing. He won the Golden Gloves and turned pro.
People don't
realize
how many times he fought as an amateur. He fought over 50 times, won a Gold Glove, and found that area of competence that all kids are looking for.
Louis fought and won 23 fights in his first year as a pro, knocking out all but 4.
Backing off, only courage keeping him up. Another good right hand by Louis, and another! And down goes Alator.
He's one of the most balanced fighters.
He got power, I tell you that.
Always in position with his footwork.
There's that left hook.
Oh my, Ali. What? Hold on.
Louis with the best. Alator draped on the rope. He's being counted out.
He was just so pragmatic and just so delivering. He just turns, he just does it like he's breathing. He's a master.
Oh!
He was
Ref, like, you ain't dead yet. I'm still counting, nigga. Get up.
the best heavyweight that I ever saw in my life.
Joe Louis goes on to win another in his march to the World's Heavyweight Championship.
His management came up with the brilliant strategy to grow Louis's name. He would fight in the hometown of almost all of his opponents, giving the home crowd a chance to see their fighter stop this mythical Brown Bomber.
Brown Bomber!
As a result, Louis set record gates at most every fight he had.
That's our nickname, though.
I am in better shape in my life, and I'm going out to beat Joe Louis.
Ooh, he's talking crazy.
1935, that clean, good-looking colored boy is Joe Louis. His opponent, Kingfish Levinsky. Levinsky, a seasoned gladiator, cocky and assured, waves to his battle.
Louis tore through the division. A true first of his kind.
Bam! Ooh. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all, bro. I wish, bro, I really wish they had this in HD. I want to see some. I want to see the like they faces as they getting hit by these punches.
You can see that even then the word was out. This guy Louis is a killer. Stay away, stay away. Levinsky.
Stay away, stay away.
He never boasted.
Ooh, to the body.
He didn't stand over his defeated foes.
It's the first time in my watching boxing history I seen somebody sit on the ropes. He said, "Man, look, I'm tired of taking shots to the body."
All of this was part of the image he knew he needed if he ever hoped to get a title shot. The press treated black fighters as horribly as you'd imagine they would in the 30s.
Boxing writers in particular delighted in devising nicknames for the
Chocolate Soldier,
Black Prospect,
Dark Destroyer.
There had only ever
hold on, go back. There was some fine nicknames though. Y'all can't lie. Y'all can't lie.
You'd imagine they would in the 30s.
Boxing writers in particular delighted.
Hold on. Did it say 10 Tornado? I think that's my favorite.
Imagine they would in the 30s.
Boxing writers in particular delighted in devising nicknames for the new Black Prospect.
You see, there had only ever been one black heavyweight champion, Jack Johnson.
Jack Johnson. I did hey, I want to see the reaction I did on him. Check the boxing reaction playlist.
And enter the
Check
ring
the
to halt this
playlist.
very one-sided fight.
Jack Johnson was one-on-one.
Jack Johnson becomes heavyweight champion of the world.
But white America found Johnson offensive.
Johnson had been despised by white America.
He was loud and arrogant, and even dared to have affairs with white women.
Because of this, black boxers were frozen out of title shots for 29 years.
Discrimination was very prominent in those years.
There was almost a conspiracy not to let another black near the championship.
Colored in
Jack
rear.
Blackburn really didn't want to train him. Really didn't want to spend any time with him because he didn't think he'd ever get a shot for the title because he's black.
He famously told him, if you ever hope to be champion, you'll need to be twice as good as the competition.
His great trainer, Jack Blackburn.
He ain't tell no lie. Shit.
This is Primo Carnera. He was a 6'7", 270-pound former champion.
Down he goes with a straight left. Down on the cut.
He didn't even hit him hard.
He's being counted out, and that's all.
6'7".
Wins it.
Schaff died 5 days later.
He did what? Is they playing or they dead serious? Did they say he the man that died 3 days later?
Carnera was seen as the representative of the Mussolini government.
World War II was just around the corner.
Joe Louis, the sensational brown bomber from Detroit, and ex-heavyweight champion Primo Carnera.
Never out of position. And he was a great puncher with either hand. And he didn't waste anything.
How tall was Joe? Oh! How tall was Joe Louis?
They were short, concise, explosive.
Down a third time.
Overhand right, sleepy.
Carnera tells the referee he can't go on.
You sure you want smoke?
Over. Joe Louis, the winner by a TKO.
Louis's victory over Mussolini's giant elevated him in the American public's eye.
He was the only black man that was portrayed in newspaper articles other than crimes.
Joe Louis was
other than crimes. They was doing us like that. They want to give us nothing. That's crazy.
Everyone in the world, I mean, he was loved.
He was an idol of black America. Proof that if given a real chance, they could compete and they could win.
Whenever he fought, the streets were empty. Now, the minute the fight was over, you'd see hundreds of guys, and we would imagine it better than we ever saw it.
Max Baer was known as one of the hardest right-hand punchers in the history of the game. He was a former champion and a seasoned veteran.
I'm not making any prediction what round will knock Max Baer out in, but I'm going to knock...
Is that real? This is real footage? Hold on, bro.
Veteran.
I'm not making any prediction what round will knock Max Baer out in, but I'm going to knock him out just as soon as possible.
In the midst of the Depression, Joe Louis versus Max Baer sold out Yankee Stadium and cleared the first $1 million gate in over a decade.
Oh, I thought he was the turning point in boxing. There was a moment in time when a fighter threw punches that you didn't see and the other man fell. And then we knew it had become the sweet science.
Jab.
Joe Louis, a very, very economical mover, wastes very little, very hard puncher too.
A true practitioner of the sweet science.
He hitting hard.
Right to the chin.
Hey, how big was them gloves? Them gloves don't look big, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Them gloves, they tiny. Bum,
a
bum.
true practitioner of the sweet science.
And he's gone down now from a right to the chin. Slow motion fall there from Maxi Baer.
And he was the greatest finisher maybe of all time in the heavyweight division. Not maybe, he was.
Ooh.
He got you hurt, he got rid of you. He got you out.
Ooh. He said, stop hitting me, please.
Joe Louis dropped him 4 times in 4 rounds.
A 4th round winner by knockout impressively.
Hold on, did Ref try to make him get up and fight? Hold on.
A 4th round winner by knockout impressively over Maxi Baer. Didn't he do well?
Pressure was mounting to grant Louis a title shot. But there were many who still could not accept a black fighter. He was passed over.
Hold on,
still could
say muscles and puffy lips.
not accept a black fighter. He was passed over again and again.
And a 21-year-old Joe Louis, the overnight sensation of the heavyweight division, meets highly regarded Charles Retzlaff.
Louis fought everyone who was out there. it's not Lewis's fault that he was so much better than they were.
Lewis was a devastating counterpuncher.
Powerful.
Ooh, caught him. A short one, too.
He stalked the guy. He was calm, his demeanor, real calm all the time, to the body, to the head. Oh, boy, oh boy.
Stop the fight!
His dominance in the ring and unquestionable character outside of it made Joe the first black sports superstar in the world.
Damn, Joe Lewis, the first black superstar? That's hard, though. That's crazy.
Just one
Before
more
Jack-
hurdle
after
lingered
Jack
before
Dibs.
they'd have to give Lewis his title shot. Max Schmeling.
Schmeling was a hell of a fighter. Joe Lewis was the brown bomber. He was coming up. He was undefeated.
Schmeling had studied film of Lewis, a privilege not afforded to most fighters in this era.
A great famous saying from that fight, again, before the fight, where Schmeling, a German fighter, said, "I see something."
Max, from watching Joe Lewis in pictures and in action, have you discovered any particular weakness in the brown bomber?
Yes, I did. But I will tell you.
Was that when Lewis threw his jab, he brought it back low.
That happened all the time. He was always doing that. But no one else was able to take advantage of it because Lewis was so fast.
And what he saw was that Lewis would jab and he would leave. You should never leave your head on the right side.
He noticed a flaw in the brown bomber's style.
Oh,
Schmeling
shit.
had noticed that he was vulnerable to right hands.
Schmeling was precisely the type of skilled and crafty veteran who could exploit it.
Schmeling was a great fighter. And he was a real good puncher. Accurate puncher.
Shit.
And he took advantage of that.
Oh, he dropped him!
To Lewis's jaw and made Lewis give ground, and there Schmeling straightened up Lewis with hard rights and left to the jaw. He has puffed up Lewis's left cheek.
A dynamite right, and Lewis goes down. Max Schmeling puts a temporary halt to the meteoric rise of the brown bomber Joe Lewis.
The Lewis defeat made Max Schmeling next in line for a title shot.
Damn. That hurt. That hurt.
The Brown Bomber won his first 28 fights before being knocked out by Max Schmeling, a former world heavyweight champion from West Germany.
Now here's something funny. Joe Lewis was continuously passed over for title shots because he was a black fighter. However, Max Schmeling was viewed as Hitler's poster boy.
One of the fears was that Schmeling would win the title from James J. Braddock, take the belt home to Nazi Germany, and nobody would see it again.
So America was stuck between a rock and a hard place. A title fight between Joe Lewis and Jim Braddock was made, passing over Max Schmeling, though Lewis had to sign away 10% of all his future purses to Braddock.
Braddock's manager.
The fuck?
Halfway.
All future earnings? What the fuck? Niggas made a deal with the devil.
10% of all his future purses to Braddock.
Braddock's manager basically made Lewis agree to give him a percentage of his purses for the rest of his career to get the fight.
What?
Yeah, but there was an understanding that, you know, you're not getting a fight otherwise.
For the first time in 29 years, a black fighter would get a shot at the heavyweight title.
That's nasty. That's nasty work, bro. That's nasty. That's nasty. That's nasty. Just to get a title fight? Bro. That's nasty, gang. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't know they was doing them like that. That hurt me right now. That hurt. I'm talking about that hurts. Oh, man, that hurts.
Although the heavyweight boxing title is at stake, will Joe Louis walk out of the ring as heavyweight champion
that
of the world?
Shit hurt.
We'll soon know.
There was history of black families, you know, poor black families that would get hope from just saying, hey, Louis did it. I don't want to hear that you can't do this. Joe Louis did it.
A challenger from Detroit, Joe Louis.
And so he was that important. That's all. That's the only point I'm making here. He was that freaking important that what they fought, what they did, what they overcame, where they came from. When you talk about all the things that we're here to talk about character, about talent, about perseverance, about resiliency, about caring about more than yourself, about strength. When you talk about all those things that we try to say that we care about, he was all that. He was all of that.
The Brown Bomber had captured the heavyweight title. He was champion at last.
A living legend.
I don't know why something just don't seem right.
From Detroit, Michigan, the immortal Joe Louis.
The most powerful individual in the world. The strongest
He
individual.
knocked that nigga out clean. He like he was dead. Either he was fake dead or fake playing sleep, or he was
Black man was once again the heavyweight champion of the world.
In the black community, he was more than a hero. He was the shining example of overcoming the odds.
Joe Louis wears the crown of all the heavyweights, despite the arguments as to whether he is the real champion or not.
Yeah, he wins the title. And of course, the biggest sport in the country. So all the press is there, and they're,
damn,
Joe, you're the champion of the world. Not yet. Not till I beat that man. He didn't even have to say his name.
That man was Max Schmeling. Joe refused to call himself a champion until he avenged his only defeat.
Joe Louis defends his World Heavyweight Championship against former title holder Max Schmeling, the only man who has ever defeated the champion.
Louis secluded himself into training. He knew, as did everyone else, that this fight was the most important of his life.
He's knocking out his China partners?
Viewed as a battle of nations, politics, ideas. Boxing is war individualized. Pitting man against man.
The heavyweight championship, its meaning was transcending pure supremacy in the ring. Its meaning was really that of a world beater.
German troops marched into Austria for what the Germans called the reunification of the two countries.
Everybody recognized what Schmeling represented.
The stage is set for their historic rematch.
The match had become more than sport. War was coming.
On the verge of World War II, with Hitler, a madman, trying to create a master race, take over the world. I mean, the whole world's watching. You talk about pressure. That's why Louis is the greatest.
Yankee Stadium, New York City.
If he didn't win this world title fight against Max Schmeling, he was ruined.
And it's in Yankee Stadium outdoors. I mean, you talk about a setting, a stage.
The eyes of the world would watch the clash. The gate was the biggest ever for a boxing match.
The whole freaking world's watching. The President of the United States calls up Louis and says, you got to witness for the good guys. I mean, you talk about pressure.
A black fighter carried the hopes of the free world.
He carried the hopes of the free world is crazy. Damn, that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure.
Champion Joe Louis.
The largest audience in the history for a single radio broadcast tuned in.
U.S. against Germany, black guy against a white guy. You couldn't draw more divisive lines at those times.
It was a watershed moment that transcended sport.
That he's got to save basically the United States and the world from scourge and disease of the Nazi
Get right, Joe.
Party.
I shed a tear if you lose, nigga.
All over Max
For
Get him
one
right.
night, Joe Louis had united the free world under a single cause.
Get him right.
Crushing right.
He won't fall.
Schmeling's jaw. Joe steps back.
Yeah.
And Schmeling was in fear right from the beginning. He realized that this is
fatality.
He's dead. His brain shook inside his head. He dead. Yeah. He killed him. Ooh!
He realized that this is something else, a different cut of cat.
How does he respond to it? He destroys him. He annihilates him. He knocks him out in one round.
Sleep knee.
That to me is one of the best stories of a heavyweight fight.
Schmeling fell victim to the Brown Bombers blitzkrieg.
Ooh, sleep. Ooh.
I think that's the greatest single event in the history of the world.
I ain't gonna lie.
Doesn't look like Schmeling's gonna make it. It's all over. Joe Louis electrifies the boxing world with his magnificent first-round devastating knockout over
And still champion, Joe Louis.
Louis's victory electrified the country.
Let go. That's fire.
And Joe Louis and Benny Leonard, they were fighters. They let people know they had value, that their race had value, their people had value. They had value. They pulled people out of those places.
It was the most uniting force I've ever seen in my life.
He began his historic run of 25 straight title defenses, 22 by way of knockout.
He did what?
I've ever seen in my life.
He began his historic run of 25 straight title defenses, 22 by way of knockout.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin. The White House has just announced that the Japanese are attacking military and naval establishments on the island of Oahu.
In 1942, with America firmly involved in World War II, he enlisted in the Army.
I've only done what any red-blood American would do.
During the war years, Joe Louis fought some 96 fights all over the world. It was said that some 5 million servicemen had a chance to see the champion box.
Louis's ring career was never interrupted, not even for World War II, when he staged exhibitions under the claim, "I'm not fighting for nothing, I'm fighting for my country."
He frequently donated his entire purse to the Army or Navy Emergency Relief Fund. An act of kindness that would haunt him.
Here we are in Madison Square Garden for the Joe Louis Abe Simon Heavyweight Championship bout. Private Joe Louis Barrow reports for duty. Duty in this case means that he is defending his $1 million World's Heavyweight Championship and donating his entire purse to the Army Emergency Relief.
Why he do that? Oh,
man now.
I ain't gonna lie, he throwing balls.
Joe's mad now.
He hit
And
hard.
he shows it. Fighting man.
Oh my God.
Throwing dynamite.
Throwing more than dynamite.
Joe always had a heart of gold. During that time, it was not on just one occasion that when a loved one died, Joe would pick up the funeral expenses for a fellow serviceman.
Here it comes now.
Wow.
Joe Louis is an incredible, incredible fighter and individual.
A great soldier, a great champion, and a great man.
There's Joe Louis, once again, his hand raised in triumph.
Never before and probably never again has a champion donated his entire purse, in this instance around $70,000, in the bright and brave cause of patriotism.
The IRS would come at Louis years later, saying he owed millions on these donations. Louis would suffer financial ruin from
Bro,
this.
how do you owe taxes? I thought, am I tripping? I might be tripping. You pay taxes on donations? It's crazy. They was hitting them across the head. They said they need theirs. You said them donations is cool. But where's ours off the top?
For the remainder of his life.
This World's Heavyweight Championship.
Hold on, what?
Millions on these donations. Louis would suffer financial ruin from this for the remainder
And
of
he
his
served
life.
it for y'all country. I couldn't help the brother out.
The benefit of the Navy Relief Fund.
All these fights for the troops, sacrificing so much to be an example for the country, and he was ultimately left penniless as a result.
That shit nasty work, boy.
And he's gone over. Billy Conn on the floor in round 13.
Well, I'm not waiting for nothing. I'm waiting for my touch, and I think that's...
But they did him the nasty way, bro. I'm talking about the nastiest way possible, bro. Like,
Hey, bro, come on now, dog.
that's insane.
Come on, man.
Damn.
Like the biggest piece of work that anybody can do.
The heavyweight king, Joe Louis.
Joe Louis was an authentic hero as opposed to a surplus hero.
In all, Louis spent 17 years in the ring, 12 reigning as heavyweight champion.
Now it's Joe Louis, the Brown Bomber at his dynamite best.
Oh my.
The war was over.
That the forces of Germany have surrendered.
Louis had now been champion 10 years. Father Time is undefeated, and many were speculating when it would come for Louis.
Between the champion, Joe Louis, and his challenger, Jersey Joe Walcott.
The super fight brought out all the celebrities.
And from Hollywood, Jack Benny and Bob Hope, Eddie Cantor, Joan Blondell, and producer Mike Todd, and FBI Chief J. Edgar Hoover. Boom,
FBI Chief. You will never see the damn FBI Chief at a game ever again in your life.
Challenger Jersey Joe Walcott in the white trunk.
Win, lose, or draw, Louis had stated his intent to retire following this fight.
Walcott is out in front. He's knocked Joe Louis down.
Oh, bomb.
And the crowd, the big crowd here at Yankee Stadium now is really on the edge of their seat.
Walcott was ahead on points.
Watch Joe Louis, the devastating Joe Louis of old. Raining punches.
Get right, Joe. Now,
in slow motion, here's the champion in all his fighting fury.
Louis delivered the perfect combination and put Jersey Joe down for the count.
He's in real trouble, though, and the fight is over. In Joe Louis' 25th title defense, he looks like the great
He only lost one fight his whole career.
He had now defended his title 25 times, an unmatched record that stands to this day.
Is the retirement of Joe Louis for 11 years. Yeah, that's crazy. Cause I know Joe Calzage, he defended like 21, 22 times. But I don't think he fought in the U.S. that much. He defended him for 25 times.
As heavyweight champion of the world. He has defended the championship 25 times
That's
since winning it from
tough.
Jimmy Braddock in 1937.
That's crazy.
It started when he donated 2 purses, one to the Navy and the Army Relief Fund, and they wrote the checks to Joe Louis. And he immediately signed the checks to the Navy and the Army Relief Fund. But because they were made payable to Joe Louis, they wanted him to pay taxes on it. Could the IRS have made an exception? Yes. Could they have interpreted differently? Yes.
After 2 years in retirement, Louis was faced with massive financial problems.
You're away for 2 years.
Away for 2 years, yeah.
And
the income tax has also something to do with me coming back too.
Yeah, we know that.
It was a good payday.
The Brown Bomber was desperate, and so he returned.
Winner! Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Man, served for the country, fought, was giving money, and I couldn't even help a brother out. It's crazy. That's, bro.
By unanimous decision, and heavyweight champion of the world, Ezzard Charles.
He fought and lost by decision to Ezzard Charles, but his financial problems still lingered, and so he accepted the biggest payday he could find against an up-and-coming Rocky Marciano.
Oh! This nigga hands like this. Rocky don't lose.
Louis has 3 inches on Marciano in height and 9 inches in reach.
He had no subtlety. He had a Susie Q. The greatest right hand in the history.
Rocky different, I ain't gonna lie.
Oh! And Joe Louis said, he doesn't really fight by the book, but I got hit by a library tonight.
I'm telling you.
The slugger type of fighter.
Rocky hit something different.
Unusually short for a heavyweight.
Rocky probably the greatest heavyweight that I've watched so far.
Street fighter with a huge heart, and he never lost.
His career finally came to an end when he met Rocky Marciano in 1951. Marciano knocked him up in the 8th round.
Marciano's hard left hook sends Lewis sprawling to the canvas.
It was immediately
He should have
clear
retired.
that
Been
Marciano's
retired,
power
man.
was too much
Damn.
for Lewis.
Now watch. A left. Another left crumples Lewis. A blazing right.
Marciano was known like having unbelievable strength in his punches. Like he could just.
Damn, he did him bad. That was bad. He was just sitting there. He came across with that right. That was bad.
It's known like
uppercut. That was bad.
Strength in his punches.
That was
like
bad.
Rocky Marciano had something that you can't teach people.
Which is just brutal
brute
power.
strength, brutal power. He just had the ability to land these bone-crushing shots.
The fight would be a passing of the torch moment from one legendary champion to the next.
The great Joe Louis defeated, ending up his career that way.
Should have been hunting that shit up,
moment,
bro.
it might have influenced me in retiring maybe a year before I would.
A tragic and sad ending to the career of perhaps the greatest of all time.
He ain't lost one fight
He
in
would
his
spend
prime.
the rest of
That's
his
crazy.
life doing everything possible to repay the debt,
What debt?
including participating in a wrestling match for $100,000.
In Washington, the Bomber takes on cowboy Rocky Lee, 320 pounds. After 10 minutes of tugging, hauling, and poking, a right forearm smash sends Lee out of the ring. And the winner is Joe Louis.
Despite this final payday, Lewis was still deeply in debt. He couldn't catch up to the IRS, who were charging him $50,000 a year in interest alone. He ultimately found a home at Caesar's Palace.
This is disgusting work. This is disgusting. 50,000 a year in interest. This is disgusting. This is some disgusting type energy game. I can't even speak my mind for real, because I'll probably get, bro, this is disgusting, bro. That's nasty how they did my boy. They did my boy dirty.
In Vegas,
How long have you been working here at Caesars as a greeter?
7 years. Where he lived and worked until he died at age 66.
Today, America lost one of the finest boxers of all times. Joe Louis died of heart failure today in Las Vegas. He was 66 years old.
For an emotional service in memory of the former heavyweight boxing champion Joe Louis, who died of a heart attack last Sunday.
He was laid to rest in Arlington National Cemetery with full military honors.
Former heavyweight champions Jersey Joe Walcott, Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali all came to Arlington Cemetery yesterday to pay their last respects to Joe Louis, who may have been the greatest heavyweight of them all. He was buried to the words of the New Testament, "I have fought the good fight."
Called by many the greatest ever,
Damn, man.
he broke down numerous glass ceilings
Louis!
and inspired the next generation of black Americans, paving the way for the likes of Robinson and Ali.
Sitting here, taking his mouth guard out, shaking his head. It doesn't look as though he may make it this time.
I think that people would say that because there was a Joe Louis, there's a Jackie Robinson in baseball.
And Joe Louis, the sensational young heavyweight from Detroit. They call him the Brown Bomber.
The Brown Bomber, man.
A record 25 world heavyweight title defenses. Joe Louis becomes a legend in his own time.
Joe Louis, the Brown Bomber.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, they did my boy so dirty. Why they do him like that, bro? Y'all told me it was coming, though, man. Y'all said in the comments, be aware, bro. Y'all told me. Yeah. Y'all warned me, bro. Damn, man, but I ain't. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. That's nasty word, man. I don't even know what to say about it, man. Just like, comment, subscribe, bro. I can't even be like happy, man. Like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate all the support, man. Damn, bro. This crazy, man.